Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, wherever you may be listening from. Thank you for being in the lab with me today. It is good to see you. Always good to see you. Yeah, fill it up. Positive vibes. Positive vibes only. Thank you. Yeah, I know. West Coast. Good morning. East Coast. Good afternoon. Midwest. Happy brunch. It's good to see you guys. Good to be here. Always a pleasure. Always an honor. Thank you, everybody who is here. How is everybody today? All right, let's just get right to it because I went shopping yesterday and bought some pickles and I got sweet pickles. Unbeknownst to me, I made a sandwich with sweet pickles and I ate it. What am I going to do about it? I don't know how you feel about sweet pickles, but it was offensive to my taste at first. Yeah, the old switcheroo there. It's weird when you're going to eat something and you think that, and you like, if you ever take a drink of something and you forget what you're drinking or you think it's something else, and then you take, and then you take that drink and then it's like, woo, man, it's shocking. It just kind of hits you right in the old bread basket. You know what I mean? It's just like, woo. And another awesome thing that happened today was the weird little shack that's like connected directly to a Chinese restaurant. They like share a building. It's really odd. They're not the same. They're two different companies. And it's not like some corporate building. It's just like this little podunk whatever. And what they do is one side's called the Tea Garden, which is a Chinese food place, and the off to the side they're selling iced coffee. Not the same company. Could be sketch. Great coffee, weird accessories. But today, and only today, did they give me a straw that wouldn't damage the ozone for the next 175 years. It's a normal size straw that unfortunately would fit right into a turtle's nose. Not cool, but guess what? I'm going to recycle that straw. I'm not going to throw that straw somewhere. I'm going to recycle it. I have a recycle bin, plastic, paper. I'm going to go over there after I finish it. I'm going to toss it right in. No turtles are harmed in the making of this coffee. Turtles are about the only reptile that I can stand. I don't know. And I barely can stand them. The size of the straw is very, very important to me. I'm saving turtles, okay? I'm saving the turtles. I am. I am concerned about them. Paper straw You might as well be drinking out of a napkin. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And you can't just take straws away. You can't make everybody sip everything. That's not right. Not when you're taught at a very young age that a sippy cup is the way of life. You can now they have these sippy cups that are you can either use a straw or they can oh my goodness. I do love turtles, but I'm not so fond of sweet pickles. They're okay. Not really. It was odd. It was an odd feeling. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a nice little bite of this dill, and then it was just like, whoa, hard left, hard left. And then what do? You can't take the pickle off because it already tastes like it. It's just saturated in sweet pickle. Saturated in sweet pickle. My goodness. But the straw worked out very, very well. Josh, sipping everything will make us all have far less wrinkles. If wrinkles were my major concern, I have much bigger fears than wrinkles. Ziggy, how are you doing? Linda, good to see you. Kathy, you add mustard. Yeah, I like mustard on my sandwich. I like banana peppers sliced up too. That's always good. Uh D man, can you go get the dilch? Yeah, somebody's in there. Oh, it's so good to be here. Good to see you guys. We're gonna talk a little bit today about revenge and the effects that it's having. Is revenge really worth it? Is it really something that we should seek out? Is it something that's good for our soul? Is it something that will make us happy in the end? And you would think right away, you would think the right answer is no. That's what you would think right away. No, that's not necessarily true, but it's also not necessarily untrue. Hold on one second. It's not necessarily true, but it's not necessarily untrue. And that's just really the long and short of it. I mean, revenge is in all of our nature. When we are wrong, we want to avenge those thoughts. We want to avenge the actions taken against us. And sometimes it's not even worth our time. We feel so slighted so fast these days. Everything is so disrespectful. Everything is so out of line. Everything is a big deal. Well, I'm here to tell you guys everything is not a big deal. It's just not. In the grand scheme of life, most things are not a big deal. And to pretend that every little injustice or every little inconvenience is a big deal, every little slight is a big deal, is a major mistake. Everything isn't meant to turn into something that is just a full blown situation. But we as humans, especially in this age of constant communication, constant stress, constant want, need, desire, not everything's a big deal. And that's just the facts of it. Sometimes it's okay to let somebody say something against you. It's okay. You don't have to respond. You don't have to respond. Not everything is a big deal. And revenge depends what kind of revenge that you want. What kind of revenge do you want? If you go around your whole life picking back at people who pick at you, well, you're just going to have a whole life of chasing down others to make your emotions feel better. When in fact, when you're in charge of your emotion, and you let things get to you, and then you become vengeful. Not everything is a big deal. Not everything requires a response. Not everything requires harsh action. Not everything requires absolute revenge. I get it, you know. If you're trying to avenge your father's name or your mother's name because, you know, something happened to them, if you fail to mention these people, if you do fail to mention people who take liberties with you in the ways that you don't feel are necessary, or if you don't feel that they are justified, you spend your whole life chasing a lot of people to try to make yourself feel better. And I'm here to tell you right now, the people that want to mess up your day, want to mess up your life, they do it for a living. This is what they do. What I mean by that, do for a living, is I've seen so many different people over the years love to fight, argue, always have a problem. Everything's a big deal. Everything's the end of the world. Oh my goodness. Can you believe what so and so did? What they said about me? You should have seen the way they were looking at me. You should have seen the way they were looking at me. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I cannot wait. Not everything's a big deal. And to pretend that it is takes away from the actual big deals in your life, i.e., living good, being with your family, emotional. You know, if anybody watched the interview room last night, they were talking about they call it the emotional arsonist, I believe it was called. I call them the emotional terrorist, but it's all the same. And I'm not necessarily talking about trolls on YouTube. I'm not talking about people on you. I'm talking about just in your life, because by the way, this is a show, this platform is not only entertainment. You can take it or leave it, whatever I say. You can take it or leave it. And our emotions become such that when we go on rants or we feel slighted and we start talking about people, the problem is we don't know when to take that person serious because everything is a big deal to them. And I've seen people who fight with people every single day. They love it. They love it. They love it. They love it. And guess what? One side who doesn't love it is upset. They get shaky. Their chakra is off. Everything's off. Everything is bad. And the other side goes to bed happy and sleeps like a baby. Why is that? Well, it's just status quo. It's just what they do, who they are. If they can get a rise out of you, mission complete. And then they go to bed and sleep like a baby. And what do? You stay up, agonizing, reliving it in your head, thinking, how am I going to get this person back? When it's not in your nature to do that. It's not in your nature to do that, but you feel so disrespected. You feel like, how dare they? Why would somebody talk to me like that? Well, it's because they have nothing better to do. This is what they do. And by the way, if they don't know, they can't get your goat if they don't know where your goat is tied up. That means if you give them what they want, like just this kind of dovetails into from last night from the interview room. Great show, by the way. Great show. The fact is that you got to feed that, meaning there's nothing in it for the other person if you don't mention them. If they get no reaction. But the problem is, especially sometimes when you're on, on YouTube or just in general, when people show up and they say something and then the chat just starts going, oh, this person said this, oh, this person said that. Not everything's a big deal, guys. All right. Not everything's a big deal. Not everybody needs to be addressed. If we, as a community or just in general, if that person comes in, when you start saying, oh, things like, oh, the trolls are here. Well, you're giving them exactly what they want. Attention. We don't need that. Attention feeds the beast. You can't feed the beast. You just certainly cannot. And if you do not respond, then people fail to exist. They fail to exist. We can choose who is and who isn't a part of our lives, whether that be in real life or online. I sit up here in front of you with a microphone with this studio behind me, but that door behind me is a real door, and I go out there and there are real people on the other side of that door. And I'm sitting here looking at a screen with a chat, and there are real people in the chat talking. I can't interact with you face to face, not all of you, but you are real people. You come here for knowledge and interaction. You come here for encouragement, entertainment. But then somebody who's not a real person, and what I mean by not a real person is they don't want you to know who they are. And they want to come in and mess with real people and real lives. And that's just their goal for the day. Now, while you may get into it with somebody else and you feel, oh, that person doesn't like me or this person doesn't like me, you're just going to have to get over that kind of stuff. And you're going to have to just live with some people not liking you. That's just how it is. There are going to be people in life that don't like you. Boo hoo. Not everybody has to like you. That's just not how it works. It's just not important. And once again, I'll repeat this, not everything's a big deal. We are so hell-bent in life on reacting and having a stern reaction. And don't get me wrong, there are many times in life that you will need to stick up for yourself. There are many, many, many times in life that you will. But not everything is a big deal. Some things are, but not everything. And the major problem that we see here is that the people who are susceptible to this kind of interaction, the people that get sucked into it, are damaged. And what I mean by that is there's something in their life that has happened where they feel that they have to respond and they have to, they feel that they have to respond to every little thing. And that's just not the truth. You don't. You truly do not have to answer to every little thing. I'm telling you, people, there's going to be people who don't like you. There's going to be people who don't like you in life, and you're just going to have to get over it and move on. Everybody's so tough, I want to beat this person up or I want to beat that person up. I do my best to avoid all confrontation physically, especially. Not because I'm weak, not because I'm scared. I don't want to fight people. I don't like it. It's not fun. If you've ever punched somebody, it hurts. Punching somebody in the head hurts. Physically, it hurts. When you get in a fight with somebody, a physical fight, and you quote unquote win, It still hurts physically. But not only physically, but then inside it hurts too. There are people that just want to ruin your day. That's it. They just want to ruin your day because their day's ruined. Because that's how they live. That's what they live for. And then people who are somewhat normal, when I say normal, I say that in air quotes, we're all quote unquote normal or weird. Weird's a relative term. Sometimes it's okay to just walk away. Most of the time, it's fine to walk away. You got to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself and you got to protect others in your life. And when the distress becomes too much, you're going to have to step away. You're going to have to step away from that. It's interesting. Somebody in the chat said, and this is true, there are some people that aren't going to like you, and then there's some people that you just don't like. That's okay too. You also don't have to like everybody, and you don't have to be liked by everybody, but you also don't need to be rude and foul to the people that you don't like. You don't need to go out of your way to talk poorly about somebody just because you don't like them for whatever reason, because they gave you a dirty look in high school or left you out, or who cares? It's all very elementary. It's all very daycare ish. It's all very daycare ish. And being being a good person is a choice. We all know that, right? We all understand that. And people grow and learn from others. And some people wilt and fall away. We have more to worry about than somebody posting a comment on our page. We have more to worry about than how many likes we're going to get. These people who are out to make you mad will never stop. It's just how the way they've been. They've been agitators their whole lives. And you must avoid them like the plague. You must avoid these people like the plague. I'm of the belief that revenge While it gives you instant gratification, it will not solve your problem. It just doesn't. It may make you feel better for a short time. It may make you feel better for a short period of time. But in the long run, is it worth your time? Is it worth your energy? The answer is no. Now, if this is a matter for the law, we're talking different. And think about this, by the way. When justice is served, when you lose somebody to a violent crime, when you have somebody from a violent when you get taken from because somebody chose to be selfish, and the revenge that you get is a ruling from the court. Like in my situation, my father was put away, 25 to life. That's not, in my opinion, that wasn't good enough. But what am I going to do? Nothing. I can't. What am I going to do? What are you going to do? The only thing that you can do is to live your life. My revenge has been to become successful, to become a good father, a family man, to treat people great. And guess what? He doesn't get to be a part of that because of the things that he did. We don't talk. And since we don't talk, that's his problem, not mine. It's not hurting me anymore. I have my family, I have my life. He made the decision, not me. And so I make a decision as well, guess what? You don't get to be a part of this. Just like you guys and me as well, we cannot let other people who want to tear us down be a part of this. My kids were my inspiration. Not only my inspiration, but I have two fantastic kids that their grandfather will never get to associate with. His choice. I mean, he made a choice. He made a bad choice. Somebody says, "What would you do if he just shows up when he's released, or if he's released?" That's not. It's not really how that works. I mean, you don't get to do that. It's just not really. It's not. I appreciate the sentiment in the question. It's just not really how that works, though. You're not allowed to do that kind of stuff, which is fine. And but yeah, there's just nothing. You're just not allowed to do that. But my way of getting back at him was to just to try to prosper, to try to prosper, to try to be something that he couldn't have been for me. And in your life, whatever your struggle is, whatever your pain and journey is, it's the same thing will go for you. The same thing will go for you. No, my father does not try to see me. He doesn't try to contact us. I have spoken with him before, and no, we don't talk. He has no desire to try to reunite unless, that was a door that I would open. It's not a door that's open. That door has been drawn shut. There are some things in life that are unforgivable. I used to be mad and I'm not mad anymore. And people always say, well, Josh, you should forgive him. I mean, okay, fine. I mean, there are things in life that are unforgivable. I'm not angry anymore. I hurt sometimes. I miss my mother. I miss just like anybody else that loses family members. But this isn't about that. This isn't about me. This isn't about my situation. Fact is, I am not angry anymore. I'll always hurt. I'll always hurt. Oh yeah, thank you. Roberta Glass on the True Crime Report. She's so fantastic, man. I love her to death. Yeah. Yeah, Roberta Glass. Fantastic lady, fantastic reporter. I have no desire to mend a fence with somebody who tore the fence down. It wasn't like we equally had parts in taking that fence down. So why would I mend a fence with somebody who's just decided to take the whole thing down? Right? His choice, not mine. It wasn't like he just ran off on us one day and then maybe you go, well, maybe I can forgive that. Even that's just a bit much, but sometimes anger and resentment and just the sheer hatred kills the soul. And we don't have to just roll over and take a beating from people. We're not we're not just some, stagnant, docile, meek. An eye for an eye is justified in certain situations. And then in certain situations, I think it's okay to fight. And that's just how it is. Ryan E says, "Wow, just wow. I was on Ziggy's panel a few nights ago, and you sure were defending look shaming of other creators." I don't believe that I was, but good enough. Wow, just wow. And if you can see here that this here's a really good example, right? You're talking about something positive. And whatever happened a few days ago, and I don't even remember what happened, and I'm sure that I was not doing this. But people like this, they feel that they hold us responsible, and they don't. And they don't. This person goes around thinking that they're the police. Wow, just wow. Everything's a big deal. And the fact is that you're lying. You're just making that up. But that's just standard. That's standard for people. Everybody should be responsible for their own behavior. That is a fact. That is a fact. And even just like now, when we're trying to have a positive conversation. There are things in the past, I don't know what I said, and I don't believe that I did what that person is claiming that I did, but they'll say things like, well, your buddy did this or your buddy did that. That person's responsible for that person. I'm responsible for me. You're responsible for you. Move on. You know, I am not, once again, I want to make this extremely clear. I am not likening myself to Jesus in any way, shape, or form. But the fact is that Jesus hung out with the prostitutes and the thieves and just the tax collectors and the lowest of lows. Why? Because nobody else would associate with them. And how are they going to know that people care? Come one, come all. But I can't make somebody do anything. No, Matt, I'm not calling you prostitutes and thieves. Perspective lens, you're asking the wrong person the wrong questions. Why do you want me to answer that question? Is it because is it going to make you feel better if I answer that question? I mean, it's just that's not the question for me. It's not my question, it's not my situation. I could care less because it has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with me. And that's okay. What do I just don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. I'll answer for the things that I do. No problem. No problem. I have no problem answering for the things that I do, but I in no way, shape, or form am going to answer for somebody else. Just like I would hope that you wouldn't answer for anybody else. I have friends and associates. I hang out with people sometimes that certain people don't like, and that's fine. I understand. You are more than welcome. You're more than welcome not to like me. You're more than welcome to not like those individuals. But I'll tell you what, he who is without sin, please throw it as far as you can. Pick up that big ass boulder, put it on your shoulder, get a running start, and heave it into the ether. Go ahead. Just do it. And I hope it makes you feel better. Just do it. Throw it as far as you can. There's nothing wrong with lifting people up. Most people don't want you to do good. All haters expose themselves. Pray the real live forever and pray the fakes get exposed. And the fakes expose themselves. I do not understand malice the way that it is brought, particularly on the internet, but also in general. These things are not that important to me, meaning if somebody wants to criticize me for the people that I associate with or the people that I choose to respect or the the things that I've done, you don't have to like me. That's okay. I will be okay. I do feel that I have a responsibility to you, to the people who listen to this show. I'll answer for my mistakes. I'll answer for my actions. But I'm not going to answer for anybody else's. I'm done doing that. I don't have an opinion about anything that doesn't have a damn thing to do with me when it comes to the criticalness of who I am, who you are. I don't have any. I just have nothing in me for that. And if I ever make, which I do, mistakes, i.e., the phone call, major mistake, and it'll never happen again. But I answer for that. But I'm not going to answer for anybody else. Just like you need to answer for you and you alone. We're creatures of habit. But we've gotten the bad habit of thinking everything's a big deal and everything's a slight and everything is this and everything is that and everything is not a big deal. Not everything's a slight. Not everything needs a response. Where is Summer Wells? That's a great question. Where are all these missing children? Where are all these missing children? I love them all. I was almost one of the lost ones. And I'm glad to be here. And that's why people's opinions don't really matter that much to me, especially when they're not correct. If I was doing something that I felt was completely improper and being called on it, it would bother me. But it doesn't, because these kind of things aren't that important to me. People's lowly opinions of me, they're not that important to me, and they shouldn't be important to you either. Once again, not everything is a big deal. But we live in a hypersensitive world where everything is a big deal. They want you to feel that everything is a big deal. Oh, can you believe that person said you drive that car? Oh, can you believe that person said that you did this? You did that? They said what? How dare them? I'm going to go tweet about it right now. Hey, you blah, 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 blah. You want to see me? I always think it's funny when people want to, like, I say it's funny. I always think it's funny when people like square up to fight. It always cracks me up. You're going to get that bent out of shape. You're going to get that bent out of shape because somebody said something that they didn't like you, or you did something wrong that they didn't agree with, yet you felt justified in doing it. And the next response is, let's fight. Instagram post. What do they used to call that? What is that? Subtweeting? Does anybody know what subtweeting is? Like sneak dissing. It's a very passive aggressive way of saying, if if you have something to say to me, come say it to my face. Boo. Shit like that. Stuff like that. Sorry, excuse me. Excuse my language. Beep. You want to see me? You want to see me, you loser? You're a loser. You're nasty. Loser. You want to come see me? Don't talk about me. Come see me. Tell me to my face. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. These are the people that's what they want. They want all the smoke. My daddy can beat your daddy. Somebody says here to the haters, the vindictive, and the others, move on and give your head a wobble. See, that's the thing is, though, they won't move on. We're the ones that got to move on. We're the ones that's got to move on. Not them, us. We move on. If they hate, let them hate. It's a full time job for some. But all this ties into the negativity and the anxiety and the depression and the feelings of not being good enough. You're letting strangers dictate how you feel. And that is just never acceptable. I can understand if it comes from a source that's close to your heart, your family. Those are the people that you need to deal with. Those are the people that you answer to. They want you. The strangers who don't know a thing about you want you to to be in a fetal position crying somewhere. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your feelings. There is no reason that you have to feel that way. Let me see here, Amber. This is actually a lot of people on here are disabled and can't get out. They think of YouTube as family. No question about it. And that's why it's important to pick the right family. I understand. I do. I get that. I completely understand that. I think of you guys as family too. But why would you consider somebody, even whether you're disabled or not? That doesn't mean that you have to care what somebody says in a chat that doesn't know you. That still doesn't justify it. It just doesn't. It never will. We gotta we gotta be with the people that make us comfortable. If people came to watch me and they don't feel comfortable, they don't like what I'm saying, why would you stick around if you didn't like what I was saying, other than to harass? Other than to harass. All this crap because no, this is not. This has nothing to do with Don and Candace. Not one little bit. This has to do with right and wrong. This has to do with things that have been going on before time immemorial. This is not about them. Not even a little. And please, if you have not, please hit that like button or not like. If you don't like it, do that too. Whatever. I do appreciate that. This has nothing to do with Don and Candace. Pickle your battles. I mean, pick your battles. You ever heard the old saying, is the lemon worth the squeeze? Is it worth it? Because it's going to take some effort to get the juice out of it. Is there enough juice in there for you to make yourself a drink? Will it be refreshing enough? Will it quench your thirst after the work that you do to get that out so you can drink it? That's what that means. No, it's not. It's is the lemon worth the squeeze? Not the juice. What, you can't just squeeze juice. What the heck does that mean? It's the it's is the juice worth the squeeze? How do you squeeze juice? There's no way. It's the lemon. You can't squeeze juice. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Why would you squeeze juice to get juice? You got to squeeze something else. I know, but I think this person's serious. The Girl Next Door. I've never seen that movie. It's all fun and games until someone gets the pickle. It is not. It is not. It is not. There's no way. I'm looking it up right now. This is the juice Is the lemon worth the squeeze? The idea behind the expression is that to make juice, you must squeeze the fruit. However, because making fresh orange juice is somewhat labor intensive, the person must decide if the delicious juice is worth the squeeze. Okay, so are you saying okay, wait. So what we're saying here is the juice worth the squeeze? I don't know. Now you got me questioning. Is the juice worth the squeeze? What did that person say? Did they say, is the juice worth the squeeze? I'm really confused here. It's the lemon. Is the lemon worth the squeeze? Is the juice of the lemon worth the squeeze? That is not the expression. That's not the expression. That's funny. Squeeze the worth is the juice. That makes absolutely no sense. Is the juice you get worth the squeezing the lemon? I'm gonna squeeze some juice. Got a towel, anyone? Come on now. No. A cat that eats lemons is a sourpuss. We are off the rails. The train has left the station. Pandora doesn't go back in the box. It certainly does. I like pulp. I do too, actually. Pulp's good. Okay, here we go. Is the juice worth the squeeze means it simply is the reward? Yeah, I agree with that. I know what it means, guys. Extra pulp. I don't know about extra pulp. Okay, I'm going to finish with this. Some pulp is fine, but if you're going to get extra pulp, just eat an orange. Sometimes the juice is not worth the squeeze. I agree. That was kind of the point. This is not worth the squeeze. I agree with you, Monica. This is not worth the squeeze. I won't tell you how much pulp you can have. I'm just telling you that if you want lots of it, you should just eat an orange. But I truly don't even know anymore. The lemon worth the squeeze. I'm confused. Let it go. Yeah. Let it go. Just ask Doug about Let It Go. He's the one that watches Frozen, not me. Thank you for tuning in to the lab. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz. Appreciate all you. Thank you for all the super chats, the super stickers, and just thank you for tuning in and being a part. Please subscribe if you haven't. The lemon may be worth the squeeze if you subscribe. We will be firing up a membership here soon where we will do exclusive members only stuff. You guys are awesome. Is the pickle worth the squeeze? I don't know if it is. I don't know, man. Yeah, thank you. I'm worth the squeeze. Lemons and pickles. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Best chat on YouTube. By far. Best chat on YouTube by far. Best people on YouTube by far here in this chat. The best. I appreciate you guys being here. Every single one of you, anybody that comments. Thank you guys. Take care.